begin to tell believers that they need to grow, it's not because we want you to attain a shape for fancy. Listen, as you expand in life, your support system needs to expand. You know, there is no tree that grows up higher and retains the same kind of root system it had when it was 1 day old. Imagine that a tree is now 15 years old and the root system that is supporting the tree is the root system of when it was 1 month old. Now that tree, we realize every wind that touches it is a threat to it. So one of the reasons why you must get deeper is because you want to get bigger. So if you must grow bigger, you must get deeper. Your support system will determine how firm you can be. Your support system, your root system will tell us how you can face the challenges of life. So one very important thing you must not play with is your depth. So if you must and if you will excel and exist in this time, you must be able to go deeper. Your roots must go downward, so that the weight of what you carry on the outside of you will not outweigh the power inside. One of the reasons why we have disaster happening to a lot of great people is because the weight they have on the outside is mightier than their depth. But I challenge you to be a person whose depth is mightier than what is on the inside. I mean that if you must, for instance, have an active prayer life, that on the inside, in the secret place, you are a giant, and on the outside, you are a giant. You cannot be a goat in the secret place and be a giant on the outside. Whatsoever is on your inside, when life presses you, that is what will respond to life. And I make bold, very strong, to say that your response to life is as a result of how deep you have grown. Whatsoever you bring as an output in life is as a result of how deep you have grown. Your response, your reflexes are a result of what you have loaded yourself with. So you cannot be loaded with greatness on the inside and not be victorious on the outside. A shallow tree will at all times be threatened by the wind. A small wind makes the shallow tree threatened. A big wind will threaten it. We may be clapping for your flowers, we may be clapping for your branches, but we are not seeing your root system. Listen, don't let the applause of men and the clap and the hailings of men push you out of his presence. It's a dangerous terrain to walk upon, that you have not gotten to a particular level, but now people have kept you on a height. Listen, don't let people place you on a height you have not been developed for. Don't let the pressure of life place you or expose you to a place you are not prepared for. Don't let people clap you away from what should have preserved you. And I pray for you, by the mercies of the Lord, your roots will extend downwards and your fruits will be magnificent upward, in the name of Jesus Christ. I wrote and I said, how long you will last is dependent on your support system. How long you can last, how long you can be efficient, is dependent on what supplies you, what gives you supply. So if I set a solar backup system and I have some batteries here, the length of time I will want to have on all these bulbs, now I'm having about 4 kVA power here. Now the time, if I want this light to keep shining for 5 hours, I must improve the battery. that is storing the charge, that is feeding these things. Now let us liken the battery to be your roots. If you don't have enough battery, the demand of the light and the usage of electricity will weigh your two batteries down. At the long run, you may be having two big batteries of 200 amp hour, but because the demand is too much, the batteries will become insufficient and insignificant. May I remind you that when you had only two bulbs, that one battery you had was looking like something that can support you for 12 hours. It could support you for even 20 hours. When you had just two light bulbs, this battery could support you for 20 hours. But now you are having children, now you are becoming a manager, now you are growing bigger. You cannot remain on that one battery level. You must begin to expand your capacity. The demand on you must spur you up to expand your capacity. If your capacity is not expanding as life is placing demand on you, then you are prone for destruction. You may be designed as a battery to carry a load for 24 hours, but because pressure beyond your capacity has been placed on you, you may not be able to perform for 20 minutes. But by the mandate of heaven, nobody here will be like that in the name of Jesus. I say nobody here will be like that in the name of Jesus. So one place you must place emphasis, you must take time to build your defense system. You must take time to build your support system. You must take time to build your supply system. Somebody said that he will rather sharpen his knife and his axe for 10 days than and cut a tree for 1 day than to take a blunt knife and begin to cut a tree for 10 days. You may get weary on the way, but if your axe is sharp enough, what would have taken it would have taken you 2 days to cut, you might be surprised that you will cut them under few hours. What that means is that there is the principle of preparation that must never be broken. I ask you a question: how prepared are you for where you desire to be? How prepared are you for where you are meant to go? Listen, some of you at this level are officers, supervisors. You want to become a manager, you must add some things that qualify you to become a manager. Probably you may want to add another degree to your education. Probably you may want to go for more professional examinations. Probably you may want to develop yourself, give yourself new skills. Maybe you want to open your mind to learn new things. Maybe you have been a driver for a very long time, and you want to become a big logistician. So you must design yourself a system in yourself that will accommodate where you want to go to. Because if you carry your limited skill as a driver and you do not add value to yourself to become better, at the end of the day you may become a disaster to happen that is about to happen. And I pray none of us here will be such a disaster that will want to happen. So the place of preparation can never be overemphasized. Finally, your support system will determine how far you can go. Your support system will determine how long you can endure the pressure of life. Your support system will determine how far you can stay, how much of this life pressure you can survive. Add value to your spiritual life and you will rise up like an edifice. You will stand sure, bold and confident. A man that has built himself for a position will be sure to confront whatever comes to him. And I pray for everyone listening to me tonight that as long as you prepare for a place that you ought to be, God will back it up with grace and you will get there in the name of Jesus. Can you be on your feet tonight and make